Assalamu alaikum, dear brother and sister. I can't seem to erase him from my heart. In a serene little town cradled by towering mountains, there lived a young woman named Ira. She was known for her deep devotion to prayer, her unshakable faith, and her profound love for Allah. Yet, in the depths of her heart, something quietly unsettled her. She had fallen for Nadim. Nadim, full of warmth and kindness, brought joy wherever he went. But unlike Ira, he lacked the same spiritual commitment. Still, his presence stayed with her, his name echoing through her thoughts each night. Each time she stood before Allah, her heart would ache with guilt. Through quiet sobs, she whispered, "Oh Allah, I long to draw closer to you, but I feel held back. Guide me, Ya Allah, through this inner storm," she pleaded. Days dragged like weeks, and her inner struggle only deepened. Ira made several attempts to distance herself from Nadim, but whenever their paths crossed, her emotions surged back with full force. She reminded herself that love wasn't forbidden in Islam, but she also understood that if it distracted her from her creator, it was a trial, not a gift. One evening, while passing through the bustling marketplace, she overheard a scholar's voice say something that struck her deeply. When our love for someone surpasses our love for Allah, He will test us. Sometimes He will remove them, so we return to Him. Those words pierced her soul like a sudden flash of lightning. That night, overwhelmed, Ira broke down completely. Her tears flowed freely, and she cried with more intensity than ever before. "Oh Allah," she cried from the depths of her heart, "if this love is taking me away from you, please take it out of my heart. But if it's written for me, then return it to me in a way that pleases you." The next morning brought with it a difficult resolve. The ache was unrelenting. He was in her thoughts constantly. But Ira chose a different path. She immersed herself in studying the Quran, gave her time to charitable causes, and nurtured her bond with Allah. At first, the emptiness was unbearable. She would wake up expecting to hear his voice, only to be met with silence. When she passed places they once visited together, memories rushed back like waves. Yet over time, something changed. The heavy longing began to fade, replaced by a quiet sense of peace. It was as though Allah had gently filled the hollow spaces in her heart with His divine love. One day, while reflecting over a verse in the Quran, she read, "Those who believe are strongest in their love for Allah." Her eyes welled with tears. In that moment, she understood. True love isn't about chasing fleeting desires. It's about surrendering to a love that never fades. She held on to that trust in Allah's plan. Years later, the outcome was something she had never imagined. It became a beacon of hope for many young women. She had learned a profound truth. When you give something up sincerely for the sake of Allah, He replaces it with something more beautiful. And then came news that touched her heart deeply. Nadim had changed. Inspired by her unwavering strength, he had turned to faith, seeking closeness to Allah. When Ira heard this, she smiled with serenity. She realized Allah had written a far better story than the one she had envisioned. The lesson? Sometimes Allah places people in our lives not to keep them there, but to test our hearts. Only when we choose Him above all else do our hearts truly begin to see. Real peace is not found in clinging to temporary attachments, but in full surrender to Allah's will. And when we let go of something for His sake, He replaces it with something far better. Each of us carries within the strength to trust His plan, and in that trust lies the deepest form of love. Ameen.